Hi student, in last video we have discussed about the perfect black body. Today we learn our next article, that is the emission of heat radiation. Before the Prio's theory of heat exchange, it was thought that the heat flows from high temperature body to low temperature body. But in 1792, the Prevost put forth gives a more convincing idea that there take place a exchange of heat energy continuously between every body and its surrounding, and according to Prevost's theory, she says that every body radiates heat energy at all temperature except absolute zero temperature. The first assumption of Prevost's theory, that is, the every body radiates heat energy at all temperature except absolute zero temperature. That means the body can radiate the heat energy above the absolute zero temperature. And we know that, student, what is the value of absolute zero temperature? That is minus 273.15 degree Celsius. Then secondly, he says that the energy radiates per unit time by the body depends upon energy radiates per unit time by the body depends upon first absolute temperature of body, then nature of its surface, its area, depends upon the absolute temperature of body, nature of its surface and its area, but does not depends upon temperature of surrounding. Does not depends upon the temperature of surrounding. For example, if the hot body placed in cold surrounding, this is the hot body. In that case, the body radiates the heat energy continuously to the surrounding. At the same time, the body receives the energy from the surrounding. As the body is at the high temperature, it radiates more energy than it receives. That means the radiant rate of the hot body is more than that of the absorption rate or receive rate, and so its losses its energy continuously and its temperature falls. On the other hand, if the cold body placed in hot surrounding, what happened in this case? The cold body absorbs the more heat than it radiates. So, in that case, the absorption rate of the body is more than that of the emitted rate or radiate rate, and so its temperature increases. In other case, both the bodies are attain the same temperature, but still heat exchange between body and surrounding, but the absorption of heat from the surrounding and rate of emission of the heat by the body are the same, and hence body neither gains heat nor lose the heat energy per unit time, and so its temperature remains same. That means this state is called the thermodynamic equilibrium state or thermal equilibrium state. The best example of this in a thermos flask, the internal side is polished with a silver color, and we know that inside the thermos flask the silver color does not radiate the much heat energy, and so this is the reason why we get the hot liquid as a hot, because this preventing the hot liquid becoming cold quickly. So amount of heat radiated by the body is depends upon the temperature, and if the temperature of a body is nearly about to 800 degrees Celsius, then the body emitted the wavelength in the range of visible light, and if its temperature lower than that of the 800 degrees Celsius, then the body emitted the light in the longer wavelength, that is the infrared range, and we cannot see this light. And if the temperature is greater than 800 degrees Celsius, that is nearly about 3000 degrees Celsius, then the body appears white hot. For example, the filament of tungsten appears white hot. From this discussion, student, we conclude that is the amount of heat radiated by the body depends upon fourth factor, and first factor is absolute temperature of a body, second factor is surface area, third factor is nature of the surface, whether the surface polished or not, and fourth factor is time duration. That is the fourth factor: absolute temperature of body, surface area of the body, nature of the surface, whether it is polished or not, and time duration. Suppose Q is the amount of heat radiated, amount of heat radiated, amount of heat radiated, amount of heat radiated. A is the surface area. A is the surface area, and T is the time duration. Time duration. So, this amount of heat radiated by the body is directly proportional to surface area and time duration, and this gives the definition of emissive power. Emissive power. It is denoted by capital R, and it is defined as the amount of heat. It is defined as amount of heat. Amount of heat radiated by the body. Radiated by the body. Radiated by the body per unit time. Per unit time, per unit area. Emissive power, that is the amount of heat radiated by the body per unit time, per unit area, and sometimes emissive power is also called as radiant power. That is, Q is the amount of heat, A is the area, and T is the time duration. So, according to definition of radiant power or emissive power, capital R equal to Q upon AT. Q upon AT. The unit of radiant power, that is joule per meter square second, or watt per meter square. This is the unit in work form, that is, it is a work unit, and in heat unit, the unit of radiant power, kilocalorie per meter square second. Kilocalorie per meter square second. And what is the dimension of emissive power? That is M1 L0 T to the power minus 3. M1 L0 T to the power minus 3, and sometimes it is defined as, that is, power per unit area, that is, power emitted per unit area. This emissive power depends upon the nature of the surface, that is the whether it is polished or not, and area of the surface, that is the geometrical shapes. So, and at a given temperature, the emissive power of perfect black body is maximum, and it is maximum than the other bodies. So, the emissive power of black body is used, the emissive power is used for the comparison of emissive power of ordinary bodies. Thank you so much, student.